invite both you as well as Tamanna to join us on this editor's cut. We'll begin with setting the context with what has occurred so far till the completion of the 6th phase. But while my colleagues are joining me at the podium, I just want to put something in perspective. I was looking at the dates. 19th of April was when we started, and the Nifty 50 was around 22,000 or thereabouts, give or take. We're at close to 23,000. So in that span, we've gained about 1,000 points on the Nifty 50, which is already quite significant. Of course, it's been a rocky ride. But I thought before we get into the scenario building for the week ahead and also maybe peering further into the future, let's talk about, Tamanna, what has occurred till Phase 6. What are your key readings?
So Phase 6 voter turnout numbers came in, and typically, as we're seeing with the Election Commission, the first cut gets revised upward by close to midnight. So the final figure is about 61.8% for Phase 6. If I compare it completely to Phase 6 in 2019, in 2019, it was 64.2%. So if you look at those in comparison, you'll say, okay, voter turnout is lesser. But if you compare seat by seat, because obviously Phase 6 in 2019 and Phase 6 in 2024 would have some different seats, then you have a change of about 1.5% to 2% lower. So yes, that trend of a lower voter turnout relatively does continue. There could be several reasons. You're now hitting 50 degrees temperatures in some places, so the heat could be one big reason. But we also broke down what it is for NDA and India alliance. So voter turnout in Phase 6 decreased in 41 of the seats that had been won by the NDA in 2019 versus 4 of the India alliance. Now, I must qualify that by saying, because the NDA alliance won a majority of the seats in Phase 6 in 2019. Right. So if there is an overall decrease in voter turnout, then their seats where they won will obviously decrease more. Now, just a point that I was making in the open as well. We're calling this the penultimate phase. Yeah. We're almost at the end.
We are almost at the end.
90% of the seats have gone to polls, and you might think, oh, all right, it's pretty much done and dusted. So I was speaking to a couple of political analysts yesterday who pointed out that Phase 7 is crucial because they've gone through all the data post-2019. As of Phase 5 in 2019, the NDA had not crossed the majority mark. They in fact did that in Phase 6 and sealed the deal in Phase 7. And the reason Phase 7 also becomes important, you have about 57 seats going, because all analysts are assuming that when you've hit your peak, which the BJP has in most of its key seats in the north and the west of the country,
Uttar Pradesh.
Yeah, you are going to recede. You account usually for a 10% erosion or attrition from your peak. So now you need to make that up, right?
Yes.
So those greenfield areas, a lot of those key seats go to polls in Phase 7.
Wow, okay,
so if you're thinking now, if you're wondering why all of these new memes and great dialogues coming out and rallies from both sides, especially from the BJP, and hammering down 400 and we're done, and we've already won the elections, because Phase 7 is very, very important. There are seats in West Bengal. So where are the traction points? There's Odisha, there's West Bengal, and there's UP, where there were 61 seats. So they have room to build up. West Bengal, very, very crucial for them to build up. Odisha, once again, very, very crucial for them to build up. I would add maybe Bihar. There are a few seats in Bihar as well. So Phase 7, if you have to make up for whatever you've lost, when the stakes are that high and your performance bar is that high, then Phase 7 becomes very crucial.
Basically, picture abhi baki hai.
Picture abhi baki hai.
In fact, the final climax, of course, that we've been building out to. So what can we do at this stage if you're looking at the markets is to build scenarios. So Muralidhar Swaminathan has in fact done that, and what we will do is look at those two possibilities, and Niraj, maybe you can weigh in them as well. Why don't you take us through the two possibilities as you see them?
Yeah, okay. So let me put this in context. 2 points. As Tamanna pointed out, Phase 7 is going to be crucial. If Phase 7 is going to be crucial, the next 4 or 5 days are going to be even more tougher.
Yes.
So from that perspective, let me just go back to what happened on Thursday and Friday before I set the options. Thursday was a roaring market. We all know that RBI's bonanza came, 2 lakh crore, everyone was enthused, including all of us here. And then we saw the indices setting records. You had FIS putting in some 4,600 and odd crores, and you also had kind of euphoria that was built in. But the next day, that is Friday, everything was calm, flat. FI sold some 900 odd crores, which means that the markets had completely discounted the RBI factor. So what needs to be now looked at is the elections. Now, so you can interpret that as people sitting on the sidelines and stuff like that. What are the scenarios that are emerging? There are three options for the investor, I am saying. Traders, you know better. We'll come back a little later. So, option one is to say that come what may, I'll go and buy. Okay. And I will make money. On the 4th, I'll be able to do that. So, if I do that, if I buy today and hopefully on the 4th, everything goes well, I will still make some money. Now, this is not about elections, but the problem here is the limited upside. Now, what we are looking at is limited upside. That's scenario one. So, therefore, there is some risk there. So, how much is the upside from here? Is it 2%, 3% or 4%? And will it evaporate in the second half of the 4th? That is the question one we are asking. Secondly, if you sit back on the sidelines, then the fear of missing out comes. So if something very big happens on the 7th, rather 7th phase, if everything turns around and the exit polls show, then you would have missed out. That's the second scenario. You have to sit back.
But that's a Saturday, so you still have Monday to respond.
Right.
Yeah, that's a Saturday. You still have Monday to respond.
So third Monday becomes very important.
Very crucial.
Yeah.
So Saturday night, late night, if everybody sits back and then watches, you would have missed out if you have not taken any action.
Can I push in a programming reminder over here? Just a push. We are going to be live on NDTV Profit on Saturday evening, 8 to 9. We're going to be looking at all of those exit poll numbers. We'll have political analysts, markets,
and
experts.
the picture will have emerged.
So tune in. So sorry, quick programming reminder there.
And the third scenario.
The third scenario is buy on dips. I'll say from here till Friday, I keep buying on dips. But will the dips come? Now, even if the dips come, they would be very, very marginal. And that would be there for the smart traders to make money intraday, come back at the end of the day, settle down and stuff like that. Unless the FI say that, look, we know the numbers, we are going to come in a big way. That's something we'll have to wait till the end of the day.
So, Alex, can I just make two observations here? One, you note a cautiously optimistic Muralidhar Swaminathan not talking about a sell-off, right?
That is not a scenario that he's talking about.
Nobody right now has the guts to come out and short the market. And I think absence of short sellers is a big factor in driving markets higher. So I was talking about, in the trade setup, I was talking about 23,000 call options and 23,200 being a large one. We're seeing, as Samira pointed out, not just 23,000, but 24 and 23,500 as well. But the limited point being, large put positions or large call positions still exist at 23. If the opinion polls, in their wisdom, show a clear, decisive verdict. Exit polls. Thanks for correcting me.
No, just because it's an important distinction.
It's a very important distinction. So if the exit polls on Saturday show this, and if Monday the Nifty were to start off maybe 200 points higher, then some of those shorts come for covering. So the upsides may be very brisk. So the dips, as Woody rightly said, may not come. And this thing. But the one very valid point that he's mentioned today, and in his piece that he's written over the weekend as well, I think it got published at 12 noon on Friday, is that not too many people will have also the guts to take very large bets in this week.
On the upside.
So we may not see too many large bets, but I certainly doubt anybody has the guts to go out and short this market.
I agree.
How much of that is going to be based on having gotten completely smashed on Thursday?
All Thursday and through the week, from 22,000 odd to 23. The moves have been very swift. Call writers have been taken to the cleaners, right? There was this Nawazuddin Siddiqui meme that was doing, right? Ke daroz ka kaam, utho, pito, so jao. That was the call writer's position. So yes, certainly.
Just wanted to add one point on the exit polls. In 2014 and 2019, the exit polls underestimated what the final tally would be for the BJP and the NDA in both cases. They showed them as, in the lead, but they underestimated the final tally. So if you take that precedence, I think whoever is coming in on the 3rd should know that history in place as well.